Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host BKP and we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, Georgia, and it's now time for North Georgia Senior Living with Jessi Barton. Jessi, how are you today?
I'm well. Hey, guess what?
Oh, go for it. I'm okay. Ready.
It's raining.
Oh, you were. You got a whole act. I mean,
I don't know. I can't follow that last segment.
Where can we find your show? But you know what? As Dr. Whaley and I decided, it is what we make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it what we want. We're not gonna succumb to that dreary
We're not gonna
look
Eeyore.
at it. That's right. We're not gonna Eeyore. You had to go there, Eeyore. Now, if you go to Eeyore, I have to go to Tigger's.
Oh,
Did you like
should have
Tigger?
known that.
Yeah.
Tigger's a little, so I really am
No,
Eeyore.
Tigger's a wonderful thing. A wonderful, wonderful thing.
See?
I
Yeah,
know
I'm backing away as Eeyore and Tigger. Eeyore can only handle so much Tigger.
Tigger's bounce.
Yes.
Yes.
Next, please.
Sorry. Don't give me my Christopher Robinson, Winnie the Pooh, and Piglet and Tigger and Eeyore and not expect me to get in.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, more on Tigger later, because Tigger's a wonderful thing. Hey, I have to do that. I can't do Tigger without running, you know. No, I got to say one more time. The wonderful thing about I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to move on.
I think they're tempting us each week when they change out the sofas for us.
This one here, I was showing you earlier. Look at this. You got the head right here. This is.
I mean, it's like a spaceship.
The lights are here, USB ports, plug-ins, and it's electric.
It's electric.
Woogie. Oh my God, we got problems, right? We did that at the same time. Look at that, electric. Are we supposed to be doing something else?
I think we are.
Okay,
so it's Friday, if you can't tell.
Do you want? I'll say electric.
Woogie.
All right, you got that.
We hope we're making you laugh this Friday morning.
Okay, Jessi Barton from North Georgia Senior Living. Jessi is the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. And, you know, we talk every week and we try to bring some good information. And we have been talking about powers of attorney and several other things when it becomes making decisions. And we know out there for seniors, if it's time to make decisions in your life and how to go forward with it, they can be difficult. They can be things you don't want to face.
Absolutely.
Okay. But that's what you do. You do everything you can to try to help that person or that family work through any decision, no matter what it may be,
yes.
Considering, you know, senior living in North Georgia.
Right.
Today we're going to talk about you've lived in the same home, you've got the home for years, things are changing, and you want to look at downsizing or either selling so you can move into an assisted living. Cover a little bit of that with us.
Sure. So we've got some different generational characteristics, I'll say. So the generation that's looking at assisted living has probably been in their home 40 to 50 years. They didn't really move around a lot. It's the home they raised their kids in. It's the property that was handed down to them from mom and dad or from grandma. Whereas your generation, my generation, we tend to move around. We follow the job. We follow. Right. We're not necessarily tied to a home for X amount of years. We have, I think they said the average move, we move an average of 11 times in our lifetime.
Actually, that's what I was going to say. I read something, I think as early as this week or last week, that said you average living at 11 different places as adults.
Right.
Moving from jobs or whatever.
Right. So moving to school districts that are better for your kids, but you have to think about your mom and dad or your grandparents have probably been in the same home. So there's a lot of emotions tied to it. This is what they've known. This is where their kids were raised. This is where they came home to after getting married. B, there's a lot of stuff. You imagine 40 to 50 years of stuff coming in the door.
Oh, I got you. I'm thinking right now.
Yes. So it brings several things into the equation when it's time to make a decision on getting some long-term care. Do we leave mom and dad at home where they are familiar with things and bring somebody in? Do we move them to a smaller home, maybe in an independent living setting where they've got some socialization. So then how do we go through all this stuff? Because a lot of times families hold on to their things thinking, oh, my son or daughter will want this coffee table. Son or daughter really, at this point in time, they're just ready to help mom and dad make the decision or help move them out. So how do we do those things? So what we're talking about next Tuesday the 12th at Cameron Hall, we're going to have a lunch and learn to talk about these things, about how do we even start to prepare this home of 40 years to sell? How do we even begin to say, we'll take this mic, but maybe that computer, it can, how do we go through those things? So we're going to have a little lunch and learn. We're going to have a realtor come in and present that information, talk about the trends in the real estate market in this area. They've been to some national conferences and know kind of where the market is going here, what the predictions are, and how to even start the process of how do I sell this house.
Well, I want to bring something up, and I want to say, because it does get, it is a sensitive subject when there's the thought of maybe moving out of the house, okay? And I want to say this, and I was home, which is not here in Georgia. It has been for 18 years, but I was home, and I want to say my mom is to a point to where we sat down, and this is interesting because we didn't talk about, and we don't talk about really, oh, who's going to get that TV or who's going to get that chair. But it was things like this, like my mom wanted to take the time to go through all the picture books.
Oh.
Now, we carry our whole life in our photo album.
Yes.
Now, I don't know about you, but I still enjoy when I go home, call it that, right? Go home. I still enjoy getting all the old photo albums out, laying them down, and I could sit for hours and go through all of them.
Absolutely.
Mom, get the photo out, because I don't. So we do that. But that being said, we're in a generation where everywhere we go, this is a photo album, and we got them all electronically, and we got them in files. But the generation we're talking about still has the photo albums.
Yes.
And my mom, peeled the little plastic back and put your,
usually written on the back of who it is,
yes,
when it
date,
is.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're there. So we have she has the box of them. I mean,
wow.
She's a photo album, got them all, got the whole family, everything from time you're this big, this big, this big. So she wanted to go through all of them, and together we sat for about 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
And went through every one, and she picked out all the ones she wanted me to have.
Oh, nice.
And I have them now.
Okay.
And some of them have been in these books so long we had to cut them out because they adhered to the back of that cardboard was in the album. But she went through, and any picture that I was in, baby pictures, little pictures, or anything that she wanted me to have, we cut, and now I got a stack of pictures like this. She's going to go through them with my brothers and my sisters. But that's the things you start doing that, for me, I realized we're at a different point in time. Do you understand?
It's bittersweet, isn't it?
Right, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed that 4 hours. And actually now when I look at the pictures, because I got a whole stack at my house, actually now when I look at the pictures, not only do I have the memory of looking at the pictures,
right,
I have the memory of the 4 hours when, see, we didn't just take them out, we talked about them first. Remember that?
Yeah.
Now who is that? I bet you can't guess who that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to get on sidetracked on that.
I like that because that pulls in, usually when you see that happening, it makes the adult child feel a little, I don't even want to talk about that because I know what mom is thinking. But on the flip side, you had that time, you've got those memories, it allows your mom to express those memories that she's wanting to, but then it also pulls into account, if you pick somewhere like an assisted living apartment or an independent living apartment, those kind of things go with you. Your favorite, I had one family that had a homemade bedroom suit. The husband made it for his wife as a wedding gift. She wanted to bring that. And so because you furnish your own place, you're able to bring those pieces that mean the most to you. And so that is one of the ways that you can still carry those memories with you from this home of 40 or 50 years. Take the box of the photo albums with you. Put it in, your closet at your assisted living apartment.
Well, the thing is also, I mean, times like this I don't want to even say it sounds silly, because to me, I understand it all too well. There's a blanket that somebody made in the family that you want to have. But let me just say this, and I want to say this, and if my mom is watching, from time to time she does, now she's in Florida, but if she's watching, I just want to say, it's not we didn't say it, but she understands that their home is a big home. It's pretty big. That they have to do two things. They either have to really downsize, or she has to look at the future where she's going to exactly live. And all of the things like you brought up have to be talked about, have to be dealt with.
Sure. And it's so admirable to want to leave mom and dad at home. Not always the best situation. So if you're having that difficult conversation and you feel it's in their best interest to be somewhere safe, that there's people around a lot, or maybe they're just lonely and you want them somewhere that they can interact with people, look at how much room they're actually using in a home. Are they really just using the kitchen and the living room area? Or are they mainly going from the bedroom, kitchen, living room? Look at how much overall space they're using. And that's going to help guide you on, what size place do I need to look at getting them?
Well, I want to say this also, and I, not as an authority, because I'm not 100% on all the details, but I do know if you choose to give some things to the children now, when I say give or put something, then those gifts are not the estate when you pass away. And I hate to put it like that. They're not valued in the estate as much. Right. And there could be a difference. Anything and everything on this side of life and that side of life, you got to put it like that, could change tax structure.
Sure.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So downsizing is something, like we say every week, it's a conversation you probably should have. And
it's a tough one.
And what happens to those things that you've cherished your whole life and have the memories.
Sure. And we'll bring in later in the month, I want to bring in somebody who specializes in the downsizing piece, because, if we get ready to sell the home, just like you spent 4 hours, and I know you wouldn't trade that 4 hours, but imagine if you were getting ready to move your mom and she wanted to explain what each piece of furniture was, or she wanted to tell you the story behind each item of clothing that's getting put in the moving box. That can be overwhelming for the family, so there are people that help you specialize in those kind of things, and knowing what can be gifted, how that affects the estate. So there are some specialists out there.
And that's where I was going to go with that. And you, for one, will help facilitate that. Now, if it comes to something that needs a specialist brought in, you know the specialists, you know the people you can bring in, and there's people you can trust. But that's where I wanted to go with this. No matter what we're talking about from week to week at North Georgia Senior Living, you can go to Jessi Barton at Cameron Hall. She is the Community Relations Director. No matter what the conversation is, where you're at, where you're at as far as maybe moving into assisted living or just downsizing, she will work with you all the way through. Am I correct?
Yes, and my goal is to be the senior resource expert. I can't be an expert on everything, but I can sure be the expert at knowing who to go to and get the answer. So my goal is to be the expert in this area for senior resources. So even if it's not assisted living at Cameron Hall, if you want to find out what it's like to co-host a show with Brian, or have Josh behind the scenes, I'll give you all the dirt. I might have to find some of these baby pictures.
Exactly. Let me say this. If there's anything where, somebody, an expert, needs to be brought in to discuss something with you, I don't want to just say Jessi knows somebody. Jessi will vet them. She knows somebody you can trust. That's the big difference, okay? Because at this time in your life, trust is very important. Being comfortable with who you're dealing with. That is Jessi, And again, she's not going to say, I know somebody. She's going to vet these people, right? You're going to, if they're specialists that you want to talk, you're going to go out front and vet them and make sure you know who you're introducing somebody to. So she knows people you could trust. And I'm going to tell you, you could trust Jessi Barton, the Community Relations Director at North Georgia, Cameron Hall, North Georgia Senior Living at Cameron Hall. Tell them how to find you and get in touch with you.
Give me a call at 706-515-4100 or CameronHallofLJ.com.
Folks, I have to do it on this segment because it's close. They had have somebody out sick. I'm sorry, I did announce this. They had somebody out sick at the Humane Society of Blue Ridge, and they did send us a message that they did not have enough staff for Rena to be able to break free and bring a pet of the week. So we're sorry about that. Yep. We just got word that somebody is out sick, so we're sorry we don't have our pet of the week. But don't forget, you can go to the Humane Society of BlueRidge.com. Do you mind if I give them a quick shout out here?
No, and I think that's a great opportunity. If you're local in the area, you're not watching us from out of state or out of town, this is a chance to volunteer for a great cause.
Exactly. Great minds think alike. See, I said, I forget it. We're not going to go there anymore. So anyhow, as Jessi said, it's a great time to tell you that they do need volunteers and they do need help. So if you're interested in helping and being a volunteer at the Humane Society of Blue Ridge, that's humanesocietyofblueridge.org is their website. Find their Facebook page. And also, if you want to look to adopt, all the information is on their website. So I'm your host, BKP. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. We got to go, but I'll be back Monday at 8. That's what time it'll be, 8 o'clock Monday morning, right here, same channel, same place. And don't forget, Tigger's a wonderful thing. And the wonderful thing about Tigger's, just go on, I got to go. You got me started. They bounce. Take us out of here, Josh.